Greetings. This is podcast 3, and this is dealing with the module Aesthetic Origins, which we'll be dealing with over the next 3 weeks. We'll be dealing with 3 texts: the Epic of Gilgamesh from the ancient Near East, Sunjata from medieval Africa, and Richard III from early modern Europe. So in this podcast, I will give an overview. It's a 3-part podcast, more or less. I'll give an overview of the module discourse, Aesthetic Origins. Then I'll give a basic overview of the text in its context, and then I'll finish up with a brief reading overview of the text, pointing out some issues early in the text. Okay, so part 1, the discourse of aesthetic origins. So origins is in scare quotes. The origins we're looking at are somewhat random. We could be looking at a lot of other things. We could be looking at sources from China, from indigenous American, Native American sources, etc., etc. And so we have to pick and choose, so we're only dealing with a few samples here. But the idea of the aesthetic is really the idea of representation. So what we study in this first module is the phenomenon of representation. Why, how, what do we represent to ourselves, and then how do we receive this representation? So the basic question is, we live our lives, we're in the moment when we're living our lives. Why do we need to represent our lives back to ourselves through stories, through poems, through song, through epics, through music of all kinds, etc., etc. So we do represent ourselves back to ourselves all the time. We do it in an oral way, we do it in a visual way, we do it in a textual way, and now we're doing it in a digital way. And why do we do it? Is it for truth? Is it for identity? Is it for memory, entertainment, power, vanity, ego, legacy? So those are all the questions that go into the discourse that we're looking at.